In this video, we'll be looking at graphing linear inequalities. When we're given linear inequalities, the first thing we want to do is solve them for y. So on our top inequality, what we want to do is add 5x to both sides. So what that's going to give us is y is greater than or equal to 5x minus 3. On the bottom inequality, we'll start by subtracting 2x from both sides. That'll give us negative 2y less than or equal to negative 2x minus 6. And then we'll divide both sides by negative 2. And anytime we multiply or divide a linear inequality by a negative number, we need to flip the sign. So that'll give us y is greater than or equal to x plus 3. Now let's go ahead and label these lines. I'll call the top one y1 and the bottom one y2. And that's the order that we'll put them in the graphing calculator. So on the graphing calculator, on the top left, we'll press the y equals button and type 5x minus 3, and then type in x plus 3. And then we'll hit graph, which is up at the top right. Now what we're graphing here are not actually inequalities, we're graphing equations. Your calculator can do shading, which is what makes it an inequality, but if you have more than a couple lines, it just shades the whole screen and it's really difficult to tell where your shaded region is. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw it out and shade it here. So we have one line looks about like that, and another line that looks about like that. Now we need to figure out which line is which, so we'll press the trace button up in the top row near the right, and we can see up at the top left of our calculator it tells us that where the cursor is, that's on line y1. So that's this line right here, which tells us that the other line is y2. So now what we want to do is shade. So y1 is greater than or equal to 5x minus 3. So greater than means in the up direction. So we don't want to think of left or right. We want to think of up or down. So since y is greater than or equal to 5x minus 3, we want to shade up from this line. Now y2, we have y2 is greater than or equal to x plus 3, so we're going to be shading above that line as well. So again, above instead of thinking left or right, so we want to shade above the line. And so once we have both of these shaded, we can see that we have an area kind of on the top left side of our graph that is shaded both y1 and y2, and that region we'll call the feasible region.